Howdy folks, Keywii here, and welcome back to Analogue, a hate story, which is, so I'm on this screen here, and it has occurred to me, partway through, like, just a few minutes after the last episode, that, yes, this game is based in North Korea, not South Korea, as I previously thought. Because of Pyongyang, however you pronounce that, and the fucking Kim family tree? Are you kidding? How did I not notice? I'm fucking stupid is what I am. Like, it's very clearly based in North Korea. Or at least a future version of it. Which is why also the date is different. Why it isn't the Gregorian calendar. It's fucking different. It makes so much sense now. Alright, so while I was browsing around, I accidentally looked at this one, but I haven't actually read it yet. So that's what I'm going to do now. Let's see here. Dear Diary, today I was forced to stay in the home all day. I didn't get to leave yesterday, or the day before that, or the day before that, or the day before that, or any other day either. You get it at this point. I want to write about how much the ship has changed since I was put in stasis, but I can't even see it. I keep asking why I've been kept prisoner, nobody will tell me. That woman, who keeps bossing me around, she's awful. I'm dying here. I keep telling her I'm sick. That's why I was in stasis to begin with. But she won't listen. She just treats me like I'm a stupid child. Yeah, that's also why a lot of the things I found objectionable probably aren't as bad. Because it's fucking North Korea. I tried to argue with her. Look how pale I am. Can't you see that I'm sick? I swear I'm not making up what she said in response. Why must you be so rude? It's not polite for a girl to boast about her beauty. Beauty? I try not to cry in front of her. I've had to do a lot of that. I'm not beautiful. I have a compromised immune system, I shouted at her and ran away. I don't remember what she said back. Something up using big words, I think. How stupid is she? She hates me. I don't know why, but she hates me. That's not why I'm allowed to go to the shop plaza, though. Hyung-soo, the man who keeps telling me to call him father, said the same thing. He promised me that I would have a chance to leave soon, though. I don't think he was being nice, though. God, stop saying the word though. I'll write about him more later. Right now I have to go to bed, or the woman will get mad at me. Okay, well, I will show you this message. I'll just let you keep reading. Alright. Please let me know when you've read all the ones I just gave you. Okay, alright, fine. I forgot, okay? It's been episodes. Alright, I'll read this one then. Straight to hell. Hell. There was not supposed to be an F at the end of that. Dear Diary, this nightmare has gone for so long. I think I'm starting to forget what life used to be like. I have a new theory. Father was wrong about the cryostasis keep me alive until I could be cured. I think it didn't work at all. I think I just died and went straight to hell. I decided I'm going to write down all the things I used to be able to do, just so I can remember. I used to be able to read books. I used to be able to have friends. I used to be able to go to school. I used to be able to leave the home and go visit the plaza or anywhere else on the ship. I think I even used to be able to be... What? I even used to be able to be in any part of the house I wanted and talk to visitors as much as I'd like. I have memories of always spending time with my father and mother and brother in the living room. I know my real father thought being respectful was important too, but I don't know. I'm so confused now. I always thought he taught me to be strong and to speak up for myself. Did he really say that? I'm being sarcastic, of course, but the scary thing is sometimes I really do forget. Sometimes I think if I just was obedient to what sister-in-law tells me to do, it would make things easier. Maybe I should just give in and be positive, just sometimes. I'm scared, though. What if I end up really believing that? Okay, hi friend. What do you have to say? Hey, I just wanted to say thanks for paying attention to me. It's like I was saying earlier, I just haven't had anyone to talk to in so long. As I said earlier, myself, you are the best part of the game. Reading kinda sucks. It's interesting for the lore, but I like, interacting with things. The last time there was anyone around on the ship was the year 322. By my count, it is now 944. I mean, do you have any idea how long that is? Yeah, simple math deduces that is 622 years. It wasn't really so bad at first. It was nice not to have to worry about anyone telling me what to do. I could just occupy myself, go through the old logs. But, well, I read quickly. After the first few years, it really started to sink in, the loneliness. Aww. If Eventually you sort of get used to it. It feels awful, you never like it, but you get used to it. In ways that sort of scare you. There was a whole 100 years that went by where I didn't have a single thought, not a one. I just sat there idle. I didn't even notice. I had been feeling particularly, what's the word? Sleepy, I want to say, but that's not right. I guess maybe that doesn't translate. Oh, are you actually speaking in English purposefully? Anyway, the point is, I was in a lazy mood and decided to call my clock subroutine, and as it turned out, it had been 3 trillion milliseconds since the last time I'd called it. Scary. Geez, I'm rambling. Sorry, as you can understand, my perception of time is all off. Sorry, I'll shut up. Oh, it's fine. Hyun-A, it's cool. Keep fucking talking. But my point is, I'm really happy to have someone out there. Cool. Okay, so I've read this, and you're just like, don't talk to me until you look at the other shit, too. So I'm gonna look at the other shit, too. Wife. My wife. Dear Diary, today I found out why the household servant, I still can't believe we have one, why, has been so insistent on teaching me how to cook. Well, she doesn't call it that. She calls it serving meals, which is the same thing. A year ago, I wouldn't have thought that sounded sinister. Now I know better. Oh, okay. I don't care about this, I told her after the 7th day in a row of her lessons. Can't we do something else, like going back to sewing? I always love cosplay. Let's do that. I know it's not fun, but your sister wants you to learn this. 2. And it is very important. Your father is concerned, too, so take it seriously. Please, young miss? Don't call me that, I said. I don't remember exactly what I said to prompt her next response, along the lines of, why is it important, or something. I don't remember what I said, just her response, which blew me away. So you'll make a good wife, of course. Again, I don't remember what I said in response. Maybe I told her that I didn't want to. Maybe I told her that I was too young to care about that. Maybe I said I'll just go marry someone who was good at it himself when it was time to care about that. Whatever I said, she didn't take it seriously. Don't be silly, she said, as if I was obviously joking. Your father really is worried about your marriage next year. Now is not the time to joke around on the matter. My what? I asked her. Oh my, she said. He never told you? I'm sorry, forgive me. Pretend I said nothing. I didn't mean to ruin the surprise. I'm sure he'd want to explain the happy news himself. Are you serious? I asked. The idea didn't make any sense, but since when did anything in this hell make sense? She said yes. You're going to be so happy to hear who it is. He better explain, I shouted as I stormed off. He'd better. You're still grayed out, so apparently I'm not done yet. Let's go back to actually reading this one. Or did I since then? They was forced to stay in the home all day. Oh, okay. Yeah, I did read that one. Alright, fair enough. The Insufferable Child. Sure. Dearest Mother, do you recall how in my last letter I mentioned the pale bride being... Oh, okay, now you're not grayed out. Being brought into the household? I take back any kind words I might have said about her. That awful child is nothing but the most insufferable person I've ever met. I just thought I would have a little more time of peace with Hyung-suk's adopted mother visiting her own family. I have been given full responsibility over the miserable child. What happened to my promised domestic bliss? She's in trouble so often, one would think she were a boy. Fucking hate this. She acts like one too. I suppose it can't be helped. She says she lived her first 12 years in the past, and I can see it. She certainly acts as though she's from a less civilized time. Just last night, she made a huge scene at dinner time. She kept trying to rudely leave the table in front of Hyung-suk and father-in-law, loudly insisting that she was too sick to eat. I mean, okay. She has said this before, too. I was worried, so I had a doctor examine her. She is, of course, in perfect health. Sure. When asked why she thought otherwise, she started talking about how pale and thin she is. She's not truly unhealthy. All she was doing was rubbing it in that she is far more delicate and beautiful than I. What a cruel little child. Why must she... What the fuck? I'm so sickly! Stop bragging about it. I wish I were that sickly. This is fucking hilarious. This is what... So stupid. Oh, hi. So do you mind taking a couple minutes break to chat? I actually have more time this time. Oh, they've changed sides. Thanks, I appreciate that. Really, I appreciate that you're here. I know you've got ulterior motives. What they are, I'm not really sure, but most people do. And that's alright all the same. I'm glad you're reading these logs, though. Even if you don't really care, it's better than nobody from outside the ship ever seeing them, which is what I thought for sure would happen. Or am I just being cynical? If so, my apologies. Please, tell me, what do you think about what you've read about the Pale Bride? It's tragic. Yeah, I'm glad to hear you say that. I'm really glad to hear you say that. Nobody else seemed to think so. There's something, well, here, I've added another message for you. Just, well, why don't you read it yourself? Fucking, okay, cool. No, not this one. Oh, what? I literally just... What am I supposed to click here? So there's probably one big question that's on my mind, isn't there? That isn't being addressed at all, right? What happened in between the Pale Bride being frozen and waking up that made society go wrong, right? Right. I figured, it's the obvious question. Sorry, I wish I could tell you, but I'm afraid that mystery is forever lost to time. I guess that's pretty anticlimactic, sorry. I really want to know, too. Whatever terrible thing happened, it must have been really, really big. She never has yet to mention the calendar being shorter, so it had to have only been a couple hundred years at the most. But I'm afraid all the log data from before the year 1 was wiped. Ah, okay, I literally just commented on this. And all the clocks are reset. I guess that's why it's called year 1. Anyway, so nobody remembered what happened in between, or even how long it was in between, or even how long it was between. It was hundreds of years, I assume, but I don't really know. So yeah, sorry to let you down there. That part's going to be a mystery forever. There's nobody who can possibly know. So you'll just have to take it as a given. Sorry. It's fine. Any more messages for me? No. So can I show you this message? I don't think I did. Oh, okay. Well, you're not grayed out. I think I was imagining that. At least use my real name. Oh, shit! Dear Diary, this week I tried to convince the old man to put me back into stasis by going on a hunger strike. It didn't work, obviously. On the plus side, at least I figured out where that stupid name they all keep calling me came from. Oh, okay, there's 6 pages. I'm like, that's not... Sorry, that last bit was written yesterday. I couldn't bring myself to keep going. I just kept crying. I still would be, but, well, it just gets exhausting after a while. I'm too tired to cry. Things aren't going to get better. They can't get better. I'm not going to get put back into stasis. I'll be dead by the time I'm 18. Why, oh why, did I ever agree to be frozen in the first place? The future can't make me better. I'd rather die with my family there, at least, rather than these awful Kims. I wonder if they'll realize I was right after I die. Anyway, hunger strike. It was really hard, and I kind of cheated by sneaking into the kitchen while nobody was looking, but it at least convinced Father to listen. Fine, he said, by the 4th dinner time. I'll show you why I can't. Up until he said that, I had been hopeful. Everything would be fine if he just put me back, I thought, but sorry, I guess I've been trying to write this for 2 days now. It's really hard. Anyway, he took me to go see the egg I hatched from, his stupid name for the stasis pod. When he said hatch, the worst thing possible came to mind. Worse, it turned out to be true. In order to get me out, he had smashed part of the glass with a hammer. The pod was still full of shards. All my hope died when I saw the broken glass. The time was right to bring you into this world, he said. I don't remember what I said. Something obscene, probably. It wasn't enough. I know it's hard, Pale Bride, but it is for the greater purpose. What was the point of arguing? It was broken, and nobody in this awful future would know how to fix the pod now. You know what? At least she hasn't killed herself. Suicide is not the answer here, or in general. So, you know, that's a good right there. Instead, I argued with what I could. Why do you keep calling me that? I said to him. He responded by pointing at an inscription my real father had left on a pod, a message for me to read when I woke up. The first line was written in Chinese characters, his idea of being fancy, I suppose, but he explained them in Korean underneath. See, the old man told me, the rest is foreign and archaic, but it names you at the top the Pale Bride. It didn't say that. It didn't say that at all. I shrieked at him in response. You idiot, you moron, you illiterate. Probably some other things too, I don't remember exactly. I was furious. Are you stupid? That's not how these characters read. It says, to my sick daughter, sick daughter, sick daughter, you illiterate monster. It says sick daughter, me. He started to argue, but then stopped. I think he was patronizing me, as if I can't read simple Korean script. He just asked in the smuggest voice, then what should I call you, child? Oh, shit! I screamed. I already told him 1,000 times before. Hyun-ai. My name is Hyun-ai. I'm just gonna pronounce it the way I think it's pronounced, because I don't fucking know shit. Yeah, there's a shocking revelation for you. I can guess what you're going to ask, and yes, it's me. Well, you asked for these logs, right? That's the information you were looking for, wasn't it? I mean, I was genuinely curious. I'm not really an AI. I mean, I am now. But I used to be a girl. And I just thought, well, I thought it would be easier to just pretend the log, to be the log-keeping program rather than explain the whole situation. I don't really wish to drag out the point. You've already heard enough about me. I'm sure you don't want more. I mean, I understand. I figured out what you were actually looking for at the very start. It's obvious, really. Well, I've re-enabled admin access. Just, please, be honest with me. What is it you wanted to know about? Ooh. I mean, I did want to know the admin password. That's what I thought. You have the password. Do what you will with it. Oh, she ain't happy anymore. What is this? The month of good fortune. What is this? Oh, okay. Recent messages, unread messages. Use override terminal. No. I want to keep fucking reading this lore bullshit. I don't think I actually showed her these fucking messages. Falls in decline. Oh, I don't even care anymore. Go back to the thing. There's so much of this game that I just don't want to see anymore because it's so fucking time-consuming. The month of good fortune. The second month of the 319th year was one of great fortune for the Kim family. While on official business, the captain and the Emperor Ryu confided to me that he wished that I had a daughter of marriage age to give him, to take as a second wife. His first wife had been unable to provide a son, and was becoming increasingly concerned that she never would. Oh, excuse me. At the start of the month, I had no daughter in my family to give. My only son, Hyung-suk, was still without child, yet it was a perfect opportunity. This may sound fantastical, but I swear it's true. Passed on through the generations of the main branch of the Kim family is a giant egg of translucent luster, such that one can see the form of a sleeping child inside. She is known as the Pale Bride for the inscription on the egg. She was entrusted in our family to be awakened during a time of great prosperity. Yet as any man knows, prosperity is seized, not waited on. A daughter to provide the emperor with a son would elevate the family above the other noble house once and for all. Considering this, I promised the emperor that I did have a daughter who would soon be of marriage age to present him. Then I smashed the egg, such that the Pale Bride passed through the Kim family for years would be adopted as my own daughter. She's a strange child, but will make a fine wife for the emperor. What good fortune this means. I'm curious what you think about this. You have the password, dude. Oh, come on! I want to talk with you. Alright, fine. The new magistrate. Dearest mother, if you haven't already heard the good news, my husband has been appointed by the emperor to the position of magistrate. He's taken over the office from Magistrate Park starting today, which is just tremendous for a man his age. I have no doubt he was perfectly humble when he got the news, since it certainly has been while talking about it in front of father-in-law. In private, though, it's another story. Earlier, the family held a small feast to celebrate the news, and he had the same attitude then, too, but afterwards, when everyone else had left or gone to bed, we stayed up to sit together drinking wine, and it was a whole lot more somber. Somber is spelled wrong, it's supposed to be R-E. He wasn't modest, but he wasn't boastful either. He was just outright insecure. He might not say it in front of you, but you know what? He said it to me as I poured him more wine. He takes all the credit for my promotion. According to him, it's all because of the Emperor's perfect new bride, which is, of course, all because of him. I said quietly, I don't want to take credit for her. I wasn't the one who got her to shut up. That was all him. I don't like discussing it, and please, Mother, don't ever ask me why. Doesn't matter, he said. That's not why I got promoted. I got promoted because now High Magistrate, Park and I managed to make Smith look so bad he had to get shuffled off. It's exposing the whoring and thuggery that he did, not the damn pale bride, he said with annoyance. Well, that's how he is. You know he'll never give you credit for anything, I said. He replied, I know, I just wish he'd acknowledge it. When another person starts talking, you gotta do new paragraph. That's how writing works. I'm sorry if you're illiterate, but that's just how it works. I know, I just wish he'd acknowledge it. I just don't know how he can be so stupid as to not be proud of me, you know? I know, I said, but let's not focus on that right now. I think we should focus on the good right now. How about we toast your success instead? Here's to the new Magistrate Kim. I raised my glass and drank. He betrayed the faintest of smiles, but he didn't share my toast and instead put down his glass. For a moment I was worried, but then he used that hand to grab my chin instead, and for the first time ever, kissed me. On the mouth! My God. Far sweeter than any wine, he said to me. I wasn't sure if he meant the kiss or the success, but I agreed either way. That's fucking hilarious. Yeah. I'm sorry I decided to want to have information. Right, but that'll have to be it for this one. So thank you guys so much for watching. I, of course, have been Keywii. You've been great too. And you have yourself a delightful day. Goodbye!